Guys, the DJI Mini 2 is 6 months old. Would I still recommend it with all the competition hot on the heels of the DJI Mini 2? Let's find out. So the DJI Mini 2, 6 months old. I have battered and abused this drone, testing it in so many different scenarios for the last 6 months. I'm going to give you my feedback now, an honest opinion about whether you should still pick this drone up, whether it's still worth it in 2021. I have made some notes so I can try and cover everything. It's not going to be a massively long video. I want to try and cover everything as much as I can fairly quickly without boring you too much, but also trying to get some decent opinion and value to you guys. So let's get on with the bad points first of all. So when the DJI Mini 2 came out, this changed the game and it was so much better in every way compared to that Mavic Mini 1. The signal was so much better and the video quality was just leap years ahead compared to that first one. So if you've got the first one, this was and still is a great upgrade. But it wasn't all good. As you see, when this drone first came out, I covered it a lot back in November. There were so many problems relating to the firmware and the software of the app and the actual DJI Fly app for this drone. So it's not the actual drone's fault, it's more DJI, and it was either rushed out or they didn't test that firmware properly or there was problems with it. But we had reports of the drones either falling out of the air, the signal was bad, we had the app crashing a lot, there was loads of different problems. But to DJI's credit, they were pumping them firmware updates out, and at one point in a week there's about 4 different firmware updates trying to fix all these issues. So that can only be a good thing. And touch wood, right now into May 2021, the firmware for this is now spot on. The Fly app and the firmware is working brilliantly. Hardly any issues now whatsoever. So the firmware was a problem which was with this drone and it's now been sorted. What other bad points are you going to face with this drone? So with the size of it, although it's a fantastic advantage, it also comes as a disadvantage. It is a really light 238 gram drone is this Mini 2 with the new battery, but because it is so light, it's not the best in the wind. So if you're going to be living in a country or part of the country, maybe on the coast where it's really windy all the time, or some of these viewers, you know, you might be in the Caribbean and it's so windy, then this drone potentially isn't for you, because although this is better than the original Mavic Mini with regards to wind resistance, it's still not perfect. I have abused this drone and had this flying in really strong winds, and it is capable of flying in 30-mile-an-hour winds, but we have seen a lot of flyaways. So if you don't actually know how to fly this drone into the wind properly and get it back, you could lose this drone, because obviously it's not going to be the best in the wind compared to other drones. I'm just trying to think of another bad point for this drone, and I really am struggling. I would say in regards to the camera, it's not a bad point, but we're limited, aren't we? Because it's going to be based about the weight of it. But if you want it for high-level professional work, or you do a lot of nighttime photography and videography where it's low light, this really tiny sensor on it here, it's not going to be perfect. And if you get a drone which has got a bigger sensor, then that's going to be better. But if you want a drone, as I've said in so many videos, to record memories of yourself, families, times to take this out with you and create some good footage, then this is going to be perfect for majority of you out there. Also, it doesn't have any sensors on it at all anywhere. When they first brought out the Mavic Mini, they called it the beginner drone. Now I didn't agree with that, because I'm not a beginner, but I love this drone more than any other DJI drone that's currently out, just because of the points which I'll get to. But it does also have a learning curve, because if you was to fly this anywhere, it's not going to stop. If it sees an object, it will carry on flying into it, whereas the other drones will stop because of the obstacle avoidance. So it doesn't have any safety features on this at all. The only one sensor it has is on the bottom, and that's purely for landing. But then it's so easy to fly, and DJI make these drones really easy to fly. You can put this into beginner mode. That will limit the distance and the height that you can go, and to be honest, it's really easy to pick up how to fly this. Right, I finished knocking this now. Let's talk about some of the good points, and then we'll just move forward onto the subject about, is it still worth it or not in 2021? So with the drone being 249 grams, the biggest selling feature is the portability and the ease of use. This drone is so portable, you can take it anywhere with you all the time. So if I want to take one of the bigger drones with me, such as the Air 2S, I can't just stick this in my pocket and go. I'm going to have to take another bag with me. So the bag I take with me for the bigger drones is this. It's quite a large bag, but it's got side pockets on it. But I have to take this with me all the time. If I want to go anywhere and I want to take the Mini 2 with me, what bag do I need to take? None. I don't need to take any bag. All I need is a actual jacket or some pockets which are fairly deep, and then the drone can just come with me absolutely anywhere, and I can go quite comfortably. And all I need to do is take these two with me and my phone, and I'm good to go. When I usually go, I take two extra things with me as well, but they're really small. I take a decent memory card. The ones I use are linked below, but make sure you get one if you're going to be recording in 4K that's of decent quality, and also some ND filters as well, which are essential for flying this drone or any other drone. You need to pick up some ND filters. This comes in a little carry case, but I don't tend to use it all the time. I'll most of the time pick which ND filter I want to use. It's mostly the ND 16 or 32. I'll get that, I'll put that on the drone. I'll leave the ND filters at home. So I'll get the drone, the ND filter's already on. I put the memory card inside of it. So that's all in a package of the drone, controller, phone, and I'm good to go. I don't need to carry anything with me. So what that then brings is the ability to just run and gun. I don't need to think about whether I should take it or not, because it's always with me pretty much all the time. So I never miss a shot. So a lot of the videos I've created, I've not actually thought about doing them, not been planned out. They've actually been done on the spot, spontaneous. The video I did where it was titled The Perfect Travel Drone, none of that was planned. I just took the drone with me in my pocket. I wouldn't have took a bigger drone with me because it was just a last minute trip. Should we just go there now and do something for the day? So the great thing about this is it's so portable. So let's talk about value I've got down here. So the value of it, what does this bring to you? So not necessarily the price of it, but the value in turn of what we just talked about then, that the value of you'll never miss a shot because you're always going to have this drone with you. It's a really great camera on it. The 4K 30 camera is brilliant for majority of all shooting. The 2.7K 60, it's enough, it's good enough to be able to slow down so you get that slow-mo. So now that you've got 4K 30 on this drone, 2.7K and 1080p, what more do you need aside from if you're using it for professional work? A lot of the content that I've filmed with this has been and could be used for commercial work, could be sent to companies, has been sent to companies, made money through this drone by using its camera. I don't need to use bigger drones for it. So the value from it, for that side of it, is brilliant. Also, let's talk about the value about depending on which country you're in. In the UK, this brings value essentially to me. European countries with all the flight restrictions, you can fly this in your town, in your beach, in your city. You can fly this close to people, you can fly this over people. You have hardly any restrictions. Same in other countries, same in Canada. America is slightly different because the FAA don't treat drones differently. They just treat it depending on what you're doing and whether you need a Part 107 license. So America is different this, and if you're willing to spend more money, maybe twice the price to get the Mavic Air S, then yeah, go for it. And even I've got so many American viewers where they say they love the Mini 2, they love the portability of it. They don't care about the restrictions and the fact that they could take either drone and the restrictions are the same. They love taking this because it's so small and portable, and that wins majority of the time for them. Let's talk about the value relation to cost. £419 with one battery, you're going to get 30 minutes flight time. You won't get 30 minutes flight time, you get round about 25 minutes flight time. That's still really good. What I would do is I'd get the Fly More combo, so $549 in the UK, $599 in America, a bit more in Canada, but that's going to get you extra batteries, some propellers, a nice travel case, and that's a better value for money. But you're going to have those batteries with you. You can charge this when you're in the car or on the go by a USB bank. You can do so much with this, stuff that you can't do on the bigger drones. So this is a fantastic portable drone that also brings you great value as well. So is it still worth it in 2021? So Hubsan are hot on the heels of DJI releasing their Xeno Mini Pro line, which is coming soon, potentially the next month. And that's going to bring more spec and features than what this drone has. But what Hubsan don't have is the credibility and the fan base that DJI have. A lot of customers have already bought into DJI and they've actually flown a DJI drone. You might have one, you might have the Osmo Pockets, and they make so many great products that people will stick by them. And even when it was brought out and it was rushed and the firmware was crap, they sorted it quick. Are we going to get that with Hubsan? Is it all going to be a lot of smoke and mirrors? It's all on paper, it sounds good, but we get it and it's rubbish. I've flown some drones which are 4K, obstacle avoidance, loads of features, and they're a bag of shit, aren't they? Some of them it's all about on paper. So it's not about just what it is on spec, it's got to perform well. So for me, I can't wait to test out Hubsan. If it lives up to it, then brilliant. But I would still recommend this DJI Mini 2, even if the Hubsan proves to be great. But what about a potential DJI Mini 3? So this is where the dilemma comes down to. Would I still buy this, or would I wait out if I was you? Now personally, I couldn't wait until this DJI Mini 3 is released. If I've not got a drone and I can go and buy this now on Amazon and get it next day delivery, I want this. I would still get this now, and then when the DJI Mini 3 comes out, or the Mini 2S, have a look at the features, have a look at the spec, I'll review it, check out the videos, and then I'll give you my opinion on whether it's worth an upgrade. If it's great and it's worth it and it's the best thing ever for under 249 grams, these hold the value really well. So if the Mavic Mini 3 came out and you sold this, you're still going to get a decent price from it, selling it privately or selling it as a trade-in through different stores online. So that's just my personal opinion. Wait out, but it's rumours at the moment. It could be a couple of months, it could be November. Depends how impatient you are. Related to technology, I'm very impatient, so I couldn't wait. But if you've got a DJI Mini 2 now, is it worth an upgrade? Time will tell. We'll do that when it comes out. But for the moment, if you haven't got this drone, don't waste any time. It's absolutely fantastic. A lot of people I know have an Air 2S or a Mavic Pro 2, and then this drone as a second drone to keep with them all the time, and then they use the bigger drones when they need low light or they need better quality pictures and videos. But for 90% of all of you out there watching this drone is more than enough. It's still a great drone, and it still gets better and brings me delight every day flying this. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, guys. Let me know, have you got this drone? Are you satisfied with it? Is there anything you're missing from this that you want to see on that Mini 3? If you haven't got it, are you considering buying this? Let me know what you think. Take care, guys. Bye bye.